So apparently, Elon Musk sends an email to federal employees to find out what they did last week, and a lot of them seem to have a hard time writing back. They get this email just asking a simple question. Simple question, guys. What did you do? What did you do last week? Reason he's asking that is to find out how many people are going to respond and how many people are not responding because the fraud that's taken place. People that are employed but are not really employed. They're getting benefits, they're getting money, and they're defrauding the system, and they're not really working. So they get this email to find out who is there. That can't get any simpler than that. And they make such a big fuss out of it. What I would do is if I was working for the federal government, I would say, well, Mr. Musk, I got up Monday morning. I went to work, and I pulled a file out of a drawer, and then I put it back in the drawer. On the second day, Tuesday, I did the same thing. I went to work, pulled out a file, put it back inside the drawer, and then we had a meeting. Third day, and so on and so forth. Right? He just wants to see if there's a breathing, warm body answering the email. Sort of like these people that have been getting Social Security. They're over 100 years old. My mom, my parents were over 100, but there's people that are getting benefits they're already dead. And I tell you what, another thing about people getting benefits is expats outside of the country. They were working here, and they're getting benefits outside of the country. You can travel, you can live in another country if you want to do that, and receive payments from the U.S. government. A lot of these people die, and the U.S. government doesn't find out if they're still alive or not. So a lot of these people die, and the families out there, they still keep getting money fraudulently. They're still getting money fraudulently, and they never reported the death. When my mom died, it's like I reported it within 2 weeks, and 2 weeks of mourning and all the stuff going on with somebody passing, and then you start working on all the little details, getting titles changed and all kinds of stuff that has to be done after somebody passes. So here's Elon Musk, right? He's just, some of the stuff that I just read in some of these links. I don't go to the news, but what did you do last week? Just a simple, and people have a hard time. And they want to sue him because they can't answer a freaking simple email. Federal workers wonder how to respond to strange Elon Musk. Can it get any simpler? Why is it that they're having a hard time answering a freaking little email? Are they that dumb, or are people that stupid that, they can't answer a simple email? Okay. I don't know what to say. I don't know how people can and this is a great thing, to send an email to see if they're alive, to see if they're there. It's a great way to find out, instead of going door to door, finding out if this employee works there, or getting on the phone and making a phone call. You send a mass email to all the federal employees, and they gotta answer. And if they don't answer, then it's like they go into a little database that check that person out. And instead of checking a million, 100 million people out, let's check out 50 million. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier than going to 100 million. So you check the 50 million that don't answer and see if they're really live human beings that are working at a job. They're receiving payments from the government because of all the fraud that's going on. I know about this stuff. It's the fraud taking place. It's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. We don't deserve this, Is it any wonder why it's so hard to pay the freaking rent every month, pay the taxes every year, when you have so many people just defrauding the system? And fraud is expensive. When you defraud the system, it makes every dollar that you put into defrauding, it devalues the dollar greatly. You don't contribute to building machines, cars, even services. You don't contribute to the economy. You're basically taking away from it. You're yanking at a branch before it even blooms and produces fruit. Okay, that's what fraud is doing. Like I say, no wonder it's like so many people, and in debt too, with credit cards and so forth. I have a little debt problem, but it's not a problem, but I can pay it back quickly. But you gotta watch out for those credit cards because they eat you up. It's like losing money in the stock market. It's very hard to get it back. Or any market, it's very hard to get it back. Same thing with money that you use for credit cards. These companies are brutal. 30% interest in some cases, or even more. Payday loan companies. There should be no taxes on. There should be no interest on people. That's usury. But it's going on. It's a terrible thing, and they've been getting away with charging people interest for such a long time that it's common practice. It's a terrible thing. It was condemned in the old times. I think the Bible condemns it also. If you want to, not that I'm really quoting the Bible, but that I want to quote the Bible, but it's bad math. It's bad math. It always. It's like getting juice money, from the local boys, They charge you 50% interest, and you jump on it because you're desperate, and then you can't pay it back. So then you end up in the trunk of a car underneath the the bridge someplace, the train bridge. Yeah. So hopefully hopefully Musk gets. I'm not too much of a fan of Musk, but in this case, I'm okay. Let's find out if people, how many people are going to answer back to find out if there's any bodies out there, and if not, you got to go and investigate and find out if these people really exist, and they should be getting money from the rolls of our wonderful government that we've created for ourselves, unfortunately.